A practice for making space, beginning with the hands in Lotus Mudra, Padma Mudra, the thumbs and pinkies touching, and the middle three fingers open like a flower. It looks like a lotus flower rising up from the bottom of a muddy pond to bloom open. It's a mudra for compassion. And come onto your back and take happy baby pose, reaching for outer edges of both feet. Feel free to rock the hips a little from side to side. Allow the sacrum and tailbone to settle towards the earth, and the breath to deepen. And then from happy baby, gather both knees into your chest. And drop 2 knees over to the left side, taking a simple supine twist. Allow your heart to soften here and widen like a great lake. Your gaze can turn over your right arm. And as you bring it on back through center, take your time and switch it over to the other side. Knees to the right, upper body, heart spins to the left. Smooth and slow with your breathing. Really luxuriate in each breath. Come on back through center. Give yourself a rock right up to sitting and swing the legs behind you so that you can set up for some cat-cows. Take a few rounds, maybe 4 or 5 of these in and out, dropping the belly, looking up as you inhale and rounding your back as you exhale. Any other little wiggles or sways, whatever it takes to help unlock things and open up your body at the beginning of your practice. And then you're going to take your right arm and reach it out and open to the side for thread the needle. Right arm under left shoulder, right ear to the ground. The left hand presses into the earth, almost like it's pushing it away from you. Try to keep your hips nice and steady so that you really feel the twist around your heart. As you let go, just sit back to your heels. Come on up and bring the hands back into Padma Mudra. Heels of the hands touching, pinkies and thumbs touching, middle 3 fingers open. Climb your way back out. Cat-cows again. This time add maybe a little bit more flair, a little more sway. You can rock around in great big circles as if you're trying to scoop everything out of a big bowl. And the breath still so deep, really focusing on letting the exhale out completely. Thread the needle, left arm out to the side and up, left arm under right shoulder. Push your right palm into the earth. Keep your breath steady. And then releasing to sit on your heels, lengthen your spine tall, and take your hands once again into Lotus Mudra. Can help to remind you that you have the space in your heart to hold so much, to hold joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, all of it. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet in towards your hands. Come to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Soft knees, roll all the way up, Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold over your legs. Right leg steps back, look forward. Downward facing dog. Reach your heart forward into plank. Lower all the way to the earth. Open the heart in cobra, press the tailbone down. Take it back to child's pose as you breathe out. Draw your hands down by your feet, backs of the hands on the floor. Roll onto the top of your head. Try to move your forehead close to your knees. Rabbit pose. Lift your tailbone to the sky. And then roll down, lengthen the spine, walk the hands out, downward facing dog. Allow yourself to settle and land in this downward dog, stretching the leg bones and the arm bones away from each other. And then on your next in-breath, reach your right leg high up to the sky behind you. You can bend the knee in the air, peel the hip open, and then square off the leg again and step the right foot smoothly up between your hands. Take your right arm to the sky for a twist. Press back through the back heel, hug the outer hips in, drop the right hand, step the back foot forward and fold. And on your inhale, slide all the way up, pressing the palms together above your head. Fold down as you breathe out. Take your left leg back with a big step and land in downward facing dog. Right out into plank pose on your in-breath, and then lower in one piece if you can, all the way to the ground. Inhale for cobra and child's pose as you exhale. Pull the forehead towards the knees, slide the arms down by your feet, rabbit pose. You lift your hips towards the sky and roll towards the crown, even towards the back of the head. You might even make tiny little circles around the crown of the head if that feels okay. And then sitting back to the heels, tall spine. Walk your hands out, downward facing dog. Landing, spreading the feet on the earth, spreading the hands out, feeling the texture of the mat underneath you. And then raise your left leg slowly up to the sky. And when it gets there, you can bend that left knee up in the air, peel the hip open. Straighten the leg out. Step the left foot up all the way through the hands and twist. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Drop the left hand, step the back foot forward, fold in half at the top of the mat. Rise all the way up on your in-breath where the palms connect in a prayer. Fold all the way down as you exhale. Step the right leg back, look forward. Downward facing dog. Ride it forward into plank. This time catch it halfway in chaturanga if you can. And inhale through upward facing dog. Spill back into downward facing dog. And then drop to your knees, getting ready for rabbit pose. Hands behind you. Slide the forehead towards the knees. This time you can clasp your hands behind you if they can interlace. Stretch knuckles up and over as the hips lift towards the sky and you roll onto the crown. And then release your hips and your arms down. Roll the spine up. Walk yourself out, downward facing dog. Send your right leg up to the sky behind you. Bend the knee, open the hip just for a moment there, and then straighten out the legs, square off the hips, and step your right foot up between your hands, reaching the right arm to the sky, finding your twist. Rinsing yourself clean, exhaling everything out. Drop the right hand, step the back foot forward, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, connect the prayer above your head, and dive back down over your legs as you breathe out. Big step back with the left foot. Downward facing dog. Get long in plank pose and then lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Fall to your knees. One more time, playing with rabbit pose, hips to heels, arms sweep back, and they can interlace behind you if you have the room. Forehead nice and close to your knees. Raising the arms up overhead, raising the hips, and maybe this time even raising the toes off the ground, almost as if they're your little bunny tail. And then lower the tops of the feet, the hips, and the arms as you roll the spine up, crawl the hands out, and take your downward facing dog. Give yourself time to really feel the down dog settle in. And then raise the left leg high, bend the knee, open the hip. Square the hips off, straighten the leg, and step forward, left foot through the hands, left arm to the sky. Press your left big toe down. Drop the left hand, step the back foot forward, fold in half, and then rise all the way up where the palms meet above your head. And come right into Utkatasana. Bend your knees deeply, sink the hips down. Keep the arms up, and then fold over long straight legs, drop your hands. Look up, step or hop back Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Now let's dance. Take your right leg up and back behind you. Step it between your hands. It's reverse warrior, so the back heel anchors down, and you peel your way open into a side bend. Bend the right knee deeply, stretch the right arm alongside your ear. Keep stretching to the side as you straighten the right leg out. Turn the toes to the long side of the mat, and then circle the right arm down until you tumble forward, wide-legged fold, and then keep walking to the right. Turn all your toes to the right. So right toes face the right side, pinky toe, edge of the back foot, like a lounging lizard. And then take your right arm across the horizon as if you're making a great offering. Turn back to center. Place the right palm down at the front of the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. And roll it out into plank. Lower and hover in chaturanga. Heart opens through the arms, up dog, and spill back downward facing dog. Let's take that on the left side. Raise your left leg up to the sky. And smoothly step it up between your hands, planting the back heel and reversing your warrior. Pinwheel the arms open. It's all about making space. Imagine you're clearing the space around you. Straighten out that front leg. Turn all the toes to the side. And then circle the left arm down into a wide-legged fold. And keep following that direction, crawling the hands to the front of the mat. Spin the toes to face forward, and then turn them all to the left. Let your right outer hip drop towards the earth, lounging lizard. Left arm sweeps across the sky, making so much space in the hips and the heart. And then come on back to center, plant the left palm, step back, downward dog. Reach your heart forward, take plank pose, and go through the vinyasa, lowering, and then opening, lifting the heart, roll over the toes, landing in downward facing dog. And we'll take that and build on it. Right leg lifts high to the sky. Step it forward, spin the back heel down, reverse warrior. Paint the sky with your arms. Deep, deep breaths. Straighten out the front leg, turn the toes to the side, and have that big surrender down. And then keep crawling to the right until you land in that lounging lizard. All the toes facing the long edge of the mat on the right side. Reaching the right palm back. Now, turn back to center and keep turning in that direction until you're back in the wide-legged fold to the left side of your mat. Turn the toes out, heels in, bend your knees and eagle wrap your right arm under your left arm, taking a goddess pose with eagle arms, shaking the hips around like you're shaking all the dust off your bones. Plant your palms on your thighs. Dip the right shoulder in down between the knees and twist to the left. And then go the other direction. You'll dip the left shoulder down in between the knees. Twist your heart open to the right as the palms press the thighs apart. When you come out of that one, straighten everything and reach your arms up to the sky for the 5-pointed star. Expand in every direction. Turn all your toes to face forward. And then hinging at the hips, fold over your legs. Prasarita Padottanasana, the wide-legged forward fold. Crawl yourself around to the front of the mat, spinning the toes to the right. And step back. One-legged down dog, right leg to the sky. Bend the knee that's in the air, peel the hip open. And if you want to fall back into a wild thing, drop that right foot behind your back and find your back bend. And then so carefully, you'll come on back around and land in downward facing dog. Drop both elbows down in down dog. Clasp your hands. Walk the feet in enough that you can get the top of your head to the earth and the back of your head against your palms. And then all we're going to do is press into the forearms, lift the head, look forward, and then drop the head back into that headstand prep position 3 times, pressing into the forearms, lifting the head, looking forward, and dropping the head back to the earth. This is going to make you really strong for headstands. So if you're not there yet, this is good practice. After 3 of those, climb back onto your palms, downward facing dog. Let's go the other way now. Left leg up and back behind you. Sail that foot up between your hands and pinwheel open, reverse warrior. Left rib cage fans open like an accordion. Let all the breath and light in. Straighten the left leg, toes to the side, circle on down. And keep crawling to the left until you land in that lounging lizard. All the toes turn as the left arm sweeps across the sky. Walk it back to center and keep walking around to the right until you're in your wide-legged fold, folding in half. And then flipping the heels in, toes out, coming into this wide squat. Left arm wraps under the right and the hips shake and the shoulders sway. Plant your palms on your thighs, dip your left shoulder in and down, twist, open the heart to the right. And then go the other way, right shoulder dips and you twist and you breathe. And then coming back up, rising into your 5-pointed star, arms and legs long. Turn the toes forward, hinging at the hips. Down you go, fall towards the earth. Walk your way around to the left, and as you step back, it's one-leg dog. The left leg flies high. Bend the knee, open up that left hip. Slowly, like honey, drip back into your wild thing if you're taking it. Remember, wherever you are is okay if you need to modify. Come on around, careful and slow. Drop both elbows to the ground at the same time if you can. Clasp the hands again, walk the feet in enough to get the top of the head down, back of the head cradled well in the palms. And this time you can go into full headstand, Shirshasana A. Take one knee into belly, and then the other knee into the belly. And then the knees point to the sky. And the last step is the toes are going to reach up in the air. If you're not here yet, you can work on those press-ups that we did, setting up as if you're going into headstand, and then pressing into the forearms to lift the head, and gently placing it back down. If you get a bunch of those under your belt, you are way on the road to headstand. From headstand, come down exactly the reverse of how you went in. So knees bend, knees come into your chest, come on down, land in child's pose. And from child's pose, slowly roll on up, take a seat on your shins, bring your hands into lotus mudra at your heart. The space to hold everything. Okay, one more dance through this vinyasa. Now your body knows what to do. You don't have to think, just let the breath move you. Raise the right leg high. Step it forward into your reverse warrior. Maybe you play with the arms a little bit here. Any other arm variation that feels fun, that feels like freedom to you. And then straighten out that right leg, turn the toes to the side, have a big tumble down over your legs. Keep walking to the right until all your toes turn and find your loungy lizard. Walk it back to the left until you're in your wide-legged forward fold. Heels in, toes out, wrap your eagle arms up and shake your hips from side to side, and then plant those palms on your thighs. Right shoulder dips down, twist the heart to the left. And change, left shoulder does the dip as the heart spreads to the right. Rising up, 5-pointed star, straight legs, arms, toes point straight ahead. Fall down towards the ground. Walk it around to the right, one-legged downward facing dog. Bend the knee that's up in the air, and you can tip your way back into your wild thing, your rock star moment. Now try this. See if as you come around, you can keep the right leg up in the air. Lower your elbows to the ground. Clasp the hands. Put your head down inside that cup you've made with your hands and come on up into headstand split. So the right foot maybe never touches the ground. Split the legs as if you're an upside down Hanumanasana, and then bring them together so that you can split them the other way. Change directions with the legs. Now here's the really fun part. Flex your right toes, drop the right foot down, and see if you can come right up into your wild thing on this side. So plant the palms, lift the chest, bend the knee that's up in the air, tip on backwards. Open up your heart, and as you come on around, it's downward dog, careful and slow. Breathe big, roll it out in a vinyasa, plank chaturanga, all the way to the ground this time. Bend your knees, hold your ankles for the bow. Holding on, raising your toes to the sky, stretching your legs firmly as if you're going to straighten your legs back behind you. That'll peel the heart open. And then lower the tops of the feet, forehead down. Upward facing dog. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Let's do that on the left side. Raise your left toes to the sky. Send the foot up between the hands and peel open into reverse warrior. Play with the arms if you like. Freedom of movement. Enjoy the way your body moves. Straighten the legs, toes to the side, circle down, and then all the way to the left. Loungy lizard. Swing the arm around. Bring the hand back, walk it into your wide-legged fold to the right side of the mat. Bend the knees, toes out, heels in. Catch the left arm under the right, sway. And then palms to thighs. You dip the left shoulder. And you dip the right shoulder and then rise up into your star. Toes forward, hinging at the hips. Down you go, fold. Walk it around to the left side and kick your left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee in the air and drip, drip, drip your way back into your wild thing. The ecstatic heart unfolding. Keep the left leg floating if you can. One-legged dog, come back around. Elbows to the ground, hands interlaced. Put the top of your head down. Hop your right foot up as much as you need to. See if you can lift up into your headstand. Split the legs. And then bring the legs together so that you can split them in the other direction. Flex your left foot and lower the ball of your left foot to the ground. Plant your palms, straighten your arms. Bend the right knee up in the air and tip backwards here. Wild thing the other direction. And coming back around for downward facing dog. Take this dog for a roll forward to plank and then lower all the way down to your belly, where you're going to just flip right over onto your back. Setting up for the bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana, feet in line with the sitting bones, big toes heavy, palms by your side. Go ahead and peel your hips up off the ground, clasp your hands beneath you, and rock the shoulders underneath the upper back. Feel your shin bones hug back and your tailbone crawl up towards the sky. As you release, do so mindfully. First the hands release, and then you roll the spine down, one bone at a time, until you feel the ground beneath you. You can widen the feet just a touch and drop the knees together like a little prayer. Have a couple of deep breaths, let yourself settle. And then try to keep this sense of relaxation, of settling. As you come into a wheel pose, palms by your ears, press into hands and feet and raise yourself to the sky. You can always stick with bridge if you need to. Either way, try to keep a sense of quiet, of sweetness, even as you open and expand in every direction. Root down through the palms and feet to make even more space in the heart. And then when you come down slower than you went up. So mindfully bend the knees, tuck the chin in. Come on down, widen the feet a touch. Kiss the knees together. Bring the hands to prayer. Take that prayer to the space between your eyebrows and have a moment just to remember all the ways that you're blessed and to feel gratitude. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Then hug the knees into your chest. You can rock around a little bit on your sacrum as if you're ironing out your lower back. And then rock your way up to sit. And prepare for Gomukhasana. Right knee stacks over the left knee. If you need to open the bottom leg out for some more room, go for it. Try to get both hips anchored, both sitting bones anchored. So especially that right sitting bone, try to drop that down. And then on this side, the left elbow points up and the right elbow points down. You can use a strap to bridge the gap between your hands or hold onto your shirt. Try to find a really sweet presence in this posture. Think about a cow's sweet face, big wide eyes, so soft. After a few moments with the arms like this, then you can release your arms, and if you have the room in your hips to fold forward, go for it. Try not to lose your ground though. Keep the sitting bones well anchored as you reach the heart forward and eventually drop the head. Allow yourself time here to really drop inward. Forward folds being excellent poses for bringing awareness from the external to the internal. Rising back up through the spine. To come out of this one, open the top leg And turn yourself all the way to face the side of the mat with legs wide in a straddle. Upavishta Konasana. Backs of the knees pressed down, toes point up, and you take a little walk forward with your arms, trying to keep your back nice and flat, sitting bones grounded. And when you can't walk anymore with a nice flat back, then you can soften a bit and let the head fall. It's nice if you have a block or two to support the head with a block if it doesn't reach the floor. Ride an inhale back up through center, crawl the hands back, and then turn to face the front of the mat again. Gomukhasana the other way, so left knee on top. Stack the knees as best you can. Try to anchor those hips down. I like to pick up and then try to drop the top hip sitting bone down first, top leg sitting bone down first. So this case it would be the left. And then catch the hands, right elbow points up, left elbow points down. Try to soften the front of your heart. Feel the back body really bright and wide. The forehead smooth. And then you can let those arms go and take it for a soft forward fold. If it's better for you to stay upright, you can always stay upright. You're still getting a lot of benefit. In yoga, we try to practice having no preferences. This is good, that's good. Folding is good, upright is good. Eventually it becomes success is good, failure is good. Happy is good, sad is good. Right? With enough practice. Let your next breath in slowly draw you back up to sit. You can release the legs and shake them out. And then let's set up for a shoulder stand practice. Rock the hips back up over your shoulders, legs overhead. Clasp your hands, walk the shoulders underneath your back. And then with palms on your low back, raise one leg and then the other into Salamba Sarvangasana, the supported shoulder stand pose. Feel free to put a blanket underneath your shoulders. You don't want any part of your spine digging into the ground here. Allow the pose to do its work. It's calming and soothing. It's very balancing. From shoulder stand, you can make your way into plow pose, dropping the legs overhead towards the floor behind your head. And then releasing the hands to roll yourself down. Bend your knees on the way down. Take your feet to the floor. And then stretch your legs out for a final relaxation, Shavasana. Take a big breath in and sip in just a little more. And on your exhale, open your mouth and let it all just tumble out. Feel the weight of your bones on the earth. Feel the support that's all around you and allow yourself to be held here. There's nothing else you need to do. Stay as long as you like. Namaste.